Hello.
Hello.
Well, what a morning we've had, right?
Sure. And
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, and yesterday, yeah. So last time we did live, we were in the middle of Zagreb, and we have since left. It's true the camera puts on 10 pounds, isn't it?
It is. I reckon it's more like 20 pounds.
20 pounds. That's like looking at yourself here. Look. Anyway, we left Zagreb and we took some, we had a driver, look at us go, and we on our way to Plitvice National Park. And we stopped at a little town called
Hokey Pokey.
Rastoki. I thought, so it rhymes with hokey pokey. Oh my gosh. It was like, I had a couple of comments on the stories that we did, and someone said it looks like where the hobbits live. There's all these little bridges and little houses and waterfalls running, or the little creeks and little waterfalls running all through the houses, and then they go down.
Well, under the houses.
Under the houses, yes, and then you're not through the houses, but between the houses too.
Sure.
Under the houses, through their backyards, and they've got these little village, little beautiful little fairy gardens and things. Oh my gosh, it was incredible, wasn't it? So
yeah, so the water, obviously the major waterfalls up above the township, and then it just comes down, and because the township is basically built on limestone, and the limestone is porous, and the water just over time just washes it away, and the houses must be a little bit on stilts, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is really, and then they end up with another. I think it's about a 14-meter waterfall underneath the mill house.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So if you're coming to Croatia, Rastoki, put that on your list. You don't have to stay there. It's fine to visit for lunch or something. There's a row of little restaurants that overlook the water as well. But I can't wait to podcast all about this area because we've got so much information to put in. But we want to try and do a live everywhere we go, and that was really worth noting. A couple of big bridges you walk across as well. Really beautiful.
It's only small.
Yeah, a bit bigger than I thought it was, though.
Yeah, probably. We were there for an hour, and maybe an hour and a half would have been plenty.
Well, that's without eating. Another hour or so to have a meal would have been great, for sure. Yeah. And then we only had about another 45-minute drive from there to where we are today. And we're in the middle of the Plitvice National Park, and we've just done the Lakes Walk. And once again, I can't wait to do the podcast about it because with so many questions I wanted to know before I came. There's different tracks, there's different entrances. You're not sure which one to do, which has the best views, which way to go, all that stuff. And to be honest, everybody overthinks it. It's very, very simple to follow instructions. The people at our hotel, they know exactly what to recommend, but we're going to put all of that in the podcast. And I have to say, I think I took probably 17,000 photos today. So it's going to take me so long to pick out the good ones because don't want to give too much away, but you basically go in at the bottom level and that's where you start, and that's what most people know of for the Plitvice Lakes. Those the waterfalls with the blue ponds. And here's the thing: this is the best thing ever. We were little old us Aussies. We were the first people in the park today. Like we bought our tickets online. We got the 7 a.m. entrance because we've heard all these horror stories of how busy it is and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, well, if we're there to go in at 7. And off we went, and we were first on the boardwalk. We were, the first people. Eventually, two couples caught up with us, both from Australia.
Yeah, that's true. And anybody that knows Leanne will understand why we were first in.
Yeah,
it was good. Well, it was perfect. We had we basically had the place to ourselves for a good probably almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was, and it was a little bit cooler this morning, and the sun wasn't shining on the water, so that there are some things that you have to consider. But I'd much rather have that than have hordes of people because honestly, the boardwalks, are 2 people wide. There's no safety rails on most of them, and the water's rushing underneath. So you don't want to be being pushed and shoved and trying to stop and take photos, if you can help it,
Yeah, again, like Rastoki, it's the limestone, and it just erodes away. So it's basically over time, it just eventually erodes everything. And of course, what happens is the water just rushes underneath these boardwalks. But yeah,
you're basically walking on top of waterfalls. like,
on top of it.
And I don't know how many levels you go up. Like you start down here and then you go up to the next one. There's another lake and more waterfalls.
Yeah, so basically as you walk up, one waterfall goes into another waterfall, goes into another waterfall, then goes into another waterfall. But in between that, there's basically a lake.
Yes.
So it's waterfall, lake, waterfall, lake,
but,
waterfall,
how
lake.
many, like we did so
I got
many
a funny feeling it's about 7.
Mm.
But the walk itself, I don't know whether it was because the scenery was so astonishing, stunning, that we didn't get tired. You didn't really worry about, because obviously to go to the top, you have to walk up.
Well, the track we took, and once again, I'm going to break it all down in the podcast, but we did a track C, I think it was called, and they recommended 4 to 6 hours that would take, and that's going to be about 8 kilometres. And that's the one we chose to do. And there was a point halfway through that you could change tracks and head back early and just do the lower lakes. Now I'm so glad we did the top one as well, because that's where some of my favourite stuff was. But it didn't feel like 8 kilometres. I mean, I think as of now we've done like 16,000 steps. We've walked down from our resort down to where we are now as well. So it really wasn't taxing, but that was all from 7 a.m. And we were sitting down having a coffee at the end at 11:15, and we had to wait. There's a part in the middle where you get a boat, and they only run every half hour. So of course, because we were first in the park, we were early. The boats hadn't even started running it. So we were able to sit in the sun, had a toilet break.
Yeah, it was about a 45-minute wait.
Yeah, so,
but seriously, if I'm going to wait anywhere, this would be the perfect place.
Yeah.
Just it was just glorious. And by that stage, as Leanne said, it was cool this morning. We were up at probably, the taxi was at 6:30.
Yeah.
So I think that was about 14 degrees. So it was pretty cool. But by the time we sort of were waiting for the boat to go across, and it really warmed up. I took my hoodie off, and the weather's been perfect ever since.
Nice. And the weather forecast has been saying, I've been checking every weather forecast I can find.
For about a fortnight.
Yeah, and today was going to be the day that, by 10 o'clock it was going to be hailing. So there's some thunder in the background now, and we've just left the park, as I said, and it's now full of busloads of people from all over the world following guides. I don't know why you need a guide to go through, but they maybe to help them.
Anyway, by the way, you're welcome for the weather.
Yeah, lucky Lyle here said it'd be fine. But, I'd hate to be caught in the national park there with the rain. I mean, we had all the gear, but it would be a nightmare trying to get through with umbrellas and stuff. So, honestly, it was amazing. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is where we're staying. We're staying right in the park. There are a few other hotels, but we booked this quite late, with our travel agent, and and we sort of went a little bit up market, where there's I think 14. No, how many? There's like these little chalets all dotted.
There's
over.
18 guest rooms.
Yes.
In 8 chalets.
Yeah, so they're dotted all over, like a massive grassed area. You've got big, beautiful paving all the way around. There's some outdoor areas. There's a pizza oven. It's not working today. We've got a restaurant on site. They do breakfast. I just took a little video to show the grandkids that we've got our own enclosed grass football soccer field. There's playground equipment. We're back. I don't know how much we missed out there. We're just talking about the facilities at our hotel. It's really beautiful. So
and the hotel's called Fenneman.
Yeah, Fenneman, and she's called the Black Queen. She's responsible for all the lakes apparently. So
okay,
but that'll be in the podcast really. So, but this week's podcast is out now. Ljubljana, or in Slovenia. Go and check that out, because it's a fairy tale town. It's full of dragon stories and castles and canals, and it's not like somewhere you've never been before. So yeah, that's episode 104 is out now. And we're going to record another one this afternoon, because we were back a whole lot earlier than what we thought we were going to be. If you've got any questions about Plitvice Lakes, then yes, message us. We're happy to help, because honestly, I think we could break it down. Well, we're going to break it down to very simple steps, but it's UNESCO listed.
Yeah.
And it's the most visited site in Croatia for obvious reasons. They're not too fussed about OH&S.
Yeah, safety issues. No.
You're literally walking on wooden boards. Water is gushing underneath your feet. There's no railings.
And as you're walking, you're bouncing. So
well, if someone comes behind you, there's a big guy trying to get past us, and he
was huge.
Yeah, so the whole thing's bouncing. I'm trying to film and take photos. Yeah, it was a bit of fun. There's a fair bit of down and up as well, you know, because you start down and then you head all the way up the top, and you know, and then once you get to the upper lakes, you're basically walking around one great big lake up the top, aren't you? Yeah. So it's stunning. Absolutely. I'm so glad we did that. But we can't say enough about it, really, can we? Yeah.
I think we have said enough about it.
Well, what I'm going to do is show you where we are now. As I said, we're down. This is the river that actually flows, you know,
into
Plitvice Lakes, and this is on the property that we're staying at. I'm just going to pick you up here. Come with me over here. Hopefully you can see. I'm not moving too fast. So as you can see, it's as clear as anything. You can see right to the bottom, right? That's the water everywhere. We saw a snake today in the water at the lakes. See over there the waterfall. Yeah. And we also saw a snake. We saw a woody woodpecker.
We did, but we didn't see any crocodiles at all.
No crocodiles, and we saw a squirrel. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, we had a wonderful day. So we're moving on tomorrow. We're off to Zadar, and I'll do a live from there as well. And don't forget to check out our latest podcast. 104 was Ljubljana from Slovenia. So any questions, let us know. So say goodbye, Lyle.
See ya.